Aside from Mike Tyson, do you think maybe Jackson has the most devastating punch in boxing today?
Well, I'm very impressed. He continues to improve more and more, and he's a two-time champion and extremely confident.
On today's video, we turn the clock back to the early 90s and recap, according to many credible journalists and historians, the single greatest one-punch KO artist in the sport's history. A man that entered the ring with ice in his veins and pure, unadulterated power in his fists. One Julian the Hawk Jackson.
Whenever I enter the ring, I feel that I'm not going to go the distance. Regardless of what happened, I just feel that the fight will not go the distance.
Julian Jackson's greatest hits.
I just like to say to Mike Tyson, man, you know, I could do it too, you know.
After escaping gang life in his hometown of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Julian became a devout Christian and channeled his energy into becoming a boxer. Due to most of his early career being on non-televised shows, Jackson's first 30 or so fights remained a mere statistic outside of a few scarce pieces of media. When he wasn't moonwalking over guys that he just knocked out, Jackson's focus on being a more rounded boxer was apparent. That focus quickly shifted once he suffered his first defeat to Mike McCallum in 1986. A controversial second-round stoppage made Julian swear an oath. He would never allow himself to suffer another loss unless the man defeating him had felt and overcome his truly destructive one-punch power, essentially dropping the box and move gimmick to devote himself as a purebred power puncher. Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, the hardest punch in junior middleweight today.
November 21st, 1987. With a record of 31 wins, 29 knockouts, and 1 loss, Jackson took on the 41-1 In Chul Beck in what was Beck's second fight outside of his home nation of South Korea. It was a sloppier version of Jackson compared to what the fans were used to, yet his intent to score a knockout in the opening minutes was apparent, with his frantic approach only adding to the excitement.
Good first round, Julian. Don't give him a breather. There's a right hand again. Beck is ready to go. Good right hand. There's just another right. Julian Jackson is the new WBA World Junior Middleweight Champion.
If he comes out storming, then we're going to have stormy weapons. If he comes out thinking, then I'm going to have to go through the old chessboard.
Jackson made his first title defense against the former IBF champ and evidently cocksure Moses Buster Drayton. Drayton was an aging fighter, but more than capable of drowning untried challengers with his vast experience.
Drayton fights by his own book, I guess you'd call it. He's liable to do anything in there. To the side of which direction he's coming at you from. Good work inside by the champion Jackson. Under a minute to go, round 3. Heavy punch to the body by Jackson, the champion. What punishment Drayton is taking, Tim. And Drayton is still firing. Oh, a big left hand. Oh, a tremendous left hand. Hook, Tim. Drayton dropped like a tree.
And that became Jackson's trademark move, pointing to the exact spot his opponents would drop after landing his finishing blow.
Bring all of them, get in line, because Julian Jackson is ready, and I'm ready to put St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. John on the map.
WBA Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. Champion Julian Jackson is gold. And again, Jackson is trying to rail the body so hard that the Haitians can't keep the hands out. Hard with his left hand.
And you're trying too hard. You step in with that jab and you get everything done that you want to do, right or wrong.
As he often did, Jackson came out unleashing a vigorous assault to the body, softening and catching De Jesus off guard when he eventually switched things up top.
Whenever I hit my opponent and I knew that I caught him right, I would just walk away because I feel a shock all the way up to my elbow. And whenever I feel that shock, I know it's over.
Julian Jackson, Terry Norris is coming to get you.
Jackson stepped up to big-time boxing on July 30th, 1989, defending his world title against the future Hall of Fame speed demon, Terrible Terry Norris.
Title
Julian Jackson. He had talked about doing some work to the body early, but it's been upstairs so far. Terry Norris, rather exciting combinations. Brilliant hand speed, Norris.
Good chopping right hand, and Terry Norris right here in the opening seconds has taken all the play away from the champion. I think Julian Jackson's having a lot of trouble with the speed.
Norris came out and took complete control of the action, forcing Jackson on the back foot by landing a plethora of his signature combinations. A disjointed Jackson stuck to his game plan, confident in his ability to end the fight once the opportunity presented
Overhead
itself.
chopping right, and again the incredible knockout ratio of Jackson. And then right in that, Terry Norris is gone.
He lost his concentration for one critical moment and caught a right hand from the champion.
And I try to just keep a positive mood about myself and really go out there and try my best. Win, lose, or draw, I'm always a winner.
All right, we had a fight a little bit earlier this afternoon that I think that you'd like to see just how it ended.
A rare 3 minutes of action that wasn't aired on live television came to light in recent years as Jackson took on Wayne Powell to prepare himself for a move to the full 160-pound middleweight limit.
That's Powell winning the second round. Right hand gets to another right hand. Back in the second round, he did back Jackson on one time. Again. Oh, there's a right hand. He won't get up from this one, I don't think. It's up to 3 and 4 and 5. That's a right hand. Jackson waving bye-bye. He didn't even bother to count him out.
I'm just thankful this one at least made its way onto the internet. A murderous finish.
Jackson's so dangerous with that right hand. This guy can punch. It was one of the hardest punches I've ever seen thrown by a middleweight.
Jackson's mission to become a two-weight world champion saw him venture to sunny Spain to take on Britain's own Harold Bomber Graham.
Oh man, it's gonna be action from the round one, and Harold Graham will definitely be on the bike. I know that.
Bomber wasn't the best nickname to sum up the Brit's traits. He was a proud product of the Ingle Gym in Sheffield and widely regarded as one of the finest pure boxers Britain has ever produced. A defensive wizard that could switch hit out of the southpaw stance.
This is 12 for the opening round. Style of Graham in the fancy pants.
Almost impossible to double up on it.
The art of this game is to hit without being hit, and he's good at that,
To put it bluntly, Jackson was getting schooled. Graham was more aggressive than expected but remained defensively sound while letting his shots go on the inside.
Anything seriously wrong with his eyesight, but there was with that punch. Mile away there, Jackson.
Jackson had no chance to win this fight on points. He needed to time something special to stop his man in his tracks.
He's as sharp as attack for this one. Using every inch. Oh, what a punch! I can't believe that. Never been stopped in his career, and he's out to the world.
But that was a perfect punch, and really before he hit the floor, he was completely out. No hope of beating the count.
Graham needed to be perfect for 36 minutes. Jackson required only 1 second. The 1990 knockout of the year.
I would think most people around ringside here would have you 3 rounds down when you landed that vital punch.
Oh, definitely. I knew I was behind. I know, but I kept on him. I kept the pressure on him. I'm coming home with the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World.
After defeating Robbie Sims, Michael Olajide, and the formidable Gerald McClellan, Dennis Milton, due to his crafty boxing style, was seen as a live underdog given Jackson's previous trouble with slick boxers.
If you're going to face a Julian Jackson, who is very good right hand by Jackson.
Jackson looking to air it out here in the very first round. And down goes Milton. Julian Jackson retains his WBC middleweight championship, knocking out Dennis Milton.
They call me the Hawk because there's a lot of chicken running from the Hawk. And I want the world to know that Julian Jackson is making his mark in the boxing today.
Jackson was all business when he met his former chief sparring partner, Ron Collins, in the spring of 1992.
From Mexico City, and we are set to go. Round 1 scheduled for 12. Champion is set. The man can punch.
He just got hit. Collins just got hurt with a good right hand.
Crisp left hook. And there's a right by Jackson. Now he comes back with rights, and a right staggers Collins.
Having felt Jackson's power many times over the years, Collins was reluctant to go down. Instead, he started taunting his old friend in an attempt to break him down mentally.
You ate that with a left hook.
Collins just saying, come on. A courageous Ron Collins. Come on.
Well, he's going to be around to hear the points if he keeps taking those right hands.
And he continues to jaw away at the champion. And Collins just talks to Jackson. And once again, Collins is stunned.
He's still there, Collins, still weaving and bobbing.
Now he goes down, finally.
That should be it. That's it. That is it. Julian Jackson with a big knockout. One of the things that seemed to confuse you was he kept talking to you all during one of those rounds. What was he saying?
Well, he was trying to get me to punch myself out. And I realized that, so I held back, you know, and I let him make the mistake.
After his loss to Mike McCallum in 1986, Jackson produced a clean 17 straight victories, with 16 of those coming by knockout. Yet, due to poor management and promotion, he never became a star in his own right, often fighting on Mike Tyson and Julio Cesar Chavez's undercards. And as the years passed, fans started noticing a decline in the Hawk's skills. The power remained as devastating as ever, but his ability to set up shots, footwork, and overall stamina became a negative focal point, which was worrying considering his next challenge was arguably the most problematic of his entire career.
Dangerous #1 hit man in America.
Dubbed the most dangerous man in America, the G-Man, Gerald McClellan was the hottest prospect in world boxing, and according to the Kronk's Emmanuel Stewart, the most talented fighter he'd ever trained. The G-Man was on his way up, the Hawk was on his way down. Yet in all the years before and after, fight fans have never been blessed to witness a power puncher showdown of this magnitude, certainly at the middleweight limit.
Off the familiar words of referee Mills Lane.
But Julian Jackson starts in a hurry, as you can see. There's nice, good.
There it is, that big right hand. Something we spoke about earlier, using that jab. Bam, the right hand over the top.
McClellan can bang, as we said. You got to look for this guy early. Here he is early.
And Jackson is rocked in the opening minute of the fight.
McClellan started fast, showing no fear, unfazed by Jackson's offensive skills. Jackson responded well, landing some hard counters of his own.
Two-time world champion. Oh, look out!
After the first few minutes, it was clear this wasn't going the distance.
Land 2 or 3 good shots and even up the round. I mean, this is kind of an even fight right now, folks. Reflex, and that takes your legs out from under you. Oh, nice shot by Julian.
As he goes upstairs, no chance of southpaw there. Julian got a winner right here. Down goes Jackson. A left hook by Gerald McClellan almost sent him through the ropes.
He's not going to make this, Bobby. He's not going to make this. Julian Jackson doesn't know what it's over.
Mills Lane has stopped the fight.
A testament to his character, Jackson remained gracious in defeat. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. A quote that epitomizes the closing chapter of Julian Jackson's career.
God bless you, man.
Jackson lost to McClellan in a scheduled rematch in 1994 before recapturing his WBC title against Agostino Cardamone the following year. Afterward, the Virgin Islander traded knockout victories with various middleweight contenders, staying true to his kill or be killed style until the very end in 1998.
I think that I give to boxing the greatest fights. The people wanted to see Julian Jackson, and I've given them 100%. I've given them all that I have. I've given to boxing 110%, let me say that. And I don't think that I've received, my due recollection, what I think I deserve from the promoters, especially the fans were there. There was no doubt about it. And I appreciate the fans and all that, came out and supported me.
It saddens me that Jackson never got his due credit being the dominant, exciting, and gracious champion he was. Editing back these fights and seeing limited people in the crowd was a visual indication that his promotional team, that being Don King, failed him dramatically in a period where boxers with a tool similar to Jackson had the potential to earn 7, 8, or 9-figure paydays. Of course, Don King wasn't the only problem. Being non-American didn't help, and while Mike Tyson and other top heavyweights attracted all the casuals' eyes, Jackson, among many other talented lower-weight fighters, had to go above and beyond just to feature on their undercards.
I just like to say to Mike Tyson, man, I could do it too,
In spite of that, the post-retirement years have favored Jackson, particularly in the digital age we live in today. Fans and journalists make videos and write articles year-round knowing that a potential of millions will tune in and be captured by the almost supernatural stopping power that Jackson possessed. I've made boxing videos for years, covered thousands of fights and fighters, and from my personal perspective, he is unquestionably one of the greatest KO artists in boxing history, at least from the guys I've covered.
I must say this, though, that a lot of people ask me this question, that did I miss boxing, or do I miss boxing? Do I get the jitters and, getting back into the ring? And I told them no, because indirectly, I'm in the ring still. I'm coaching, and it feels as if I'm still in, the game. And I think that really helped me a whole lot. And boxing could be a really, tough sport outside of the ring as well as inside of the ring. And I've learned to respect it. And I'm trying to teach my athletes and teach my sons to respect the sport. And I believe the sport will respect them.